Hi, we'd like to thank you for tuning into the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame trainer of champions. And we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. And coming to you live from Tampa, Florida. Um, we like to say last night was some exciting boxing as we took a look at the fight between Adrian Bronner and Blair Cobbs. What an exciting fight it was. It started off uh, pretty evenly, but in the second round, Cobbs landed a great left hand straight down the pipe that sent Adrian Bronner down on the canvas that electrified the crowd. And the crowd in the arena at the in Hollywood, Florida, at the Hard Rock Seminole Tribe casino there. It looked like it was sold out, and it was an exciting night. In that fight, Blair took control of the fight after that knockdown. He won a 10-round decision for the WBC People's Championship, and the scores were 97-91, 96-93 on two judges' scorecard to make it official for a unanimous decision over Adrian Bronner. Look, Adrian Bronner is a four-time champion. He was ready last night. Don't discredit Cobbs. Cobb did what he had to do. Bronner kept putting pressure on him, but he wasn't putting effective punching pressure on him that would take advantage of Blair's speed and his movement. At times, Adrian Bronner was following him around the ring, and you're fighting a southpaw. And with a southpaw, feet position is number one. And you have to sometimes lead with your right hand and come back with your hook, but you also still have to get your jab going with the southpaw, even though you're coming for it. And at times, you had a flash of Adrian Bronner from the past, but as a fighter gets on the other side of the mountain, which we see last night, a fighter will age right in front of you. And it's don't take no credit from Cobbs. Cobbs did what he had to do to make him get old in the fight, and that's speed and putting combinations together and hitting them around the body and things like that, and keeping the pace of the fight real high. It always looked like Adrian Bronner was knowing what to do, but just couldn't get it off. He was always one step behind, and when he thought Cobbs was there, he was over here. When he thought he was over here, he was over here. In the meantime, he was getting hit. And for the younger fighters, we want to say, yes, keeping your hands up in boxing is very important. But I watched a veteran fighter last night. You don't stop a jab by closing your hands together by keeping them high like that. You have to pair a jab, even though it's coming from a southpaw. It's like a right hand coming at you constantly, and that's how you stop a southpaw jab. This ain't going to stop it. What happens when a guy throws a punch straight down the middle, the arms are going to come up. And that's what happened to Adrian Bronner with the southpaw. Instead of catching it or pairing it, he had his hands up like this with all of his body exposed, and Blair Cobb was taking advantage of all the mistakes that Adrian Bronner was making as we seen him getting old in the ring last night. And hats off to him. He tried his best. He got knocked down. His mouthpiece came out, and it was reported that when his mouthpiece got knocked out, also a tooth came with it. And I hope he'd be all right, and I hope he gets to the dentist or a hospital somewhere to get that looked at, because sometimes you get your tooth knocked out, sometimes it cracks the jaw. It depends. So I hope Adrian Bronner gets that looked at and that he's all right. But it was a dynamite fight, and hats off for Blair Cobbs. So what does this mean for Bear Cobbs? It looks like Bear Cobbs with the People's Championship, he's a real contender at that 147 fight. So hopefully he can get some bigger fights now that he's a solid contender, got a good name under his belt with Adrian Bronner. And let's see, as a big win comes like this to a young man, if he can keep the same dedication, keep training hard, and keep the same performance up. If Cobbs is able to do that, he's going to be something to reckon with that welterweight division. But also on the undercard, we witnessed Michael Hunter pound out a one-sided victory. The scorecards, he won the WBA gold belt heavyweight championship last night with a unanimous decision. On the all scorecards, it was 100-90. Early in the fight, in the first round, it's an old trick. Michael Hunter, he thumped the jab right here in the shoulder plex, around here, right by the heart. And he kept thumping it there in the first round. And with Cassius Chaney being a little inexperienced fighter, he didn't know what to do. It looked like it took the steam out of him, the air out of him, and that's what happens. And it becomes panic when you can't breathe. You start getting little things with your heart rhythm. With that kind of shot, Michael Hunter threw at him. Experienced fighters know how to deal with those type of things. So, Michael Hunter has a lot of experience. He was an Olympian. At one time, he was in the United States. He was recognized as one of the best heavyweights in the world. And as he's coming up, his fight with Usyk, people should look at that fight, because Michael Hunter had Usyk down a couple of times. And with Usyk, that pace that he has going down the stretch, Usyk just outworked Hunter. But boy, Hunter was in that fight, and Hunter still something to reckon with. He's a solid heavyweight contender. I like to see him and Zhang, who fought over in Saudi Arabia with Wilder, who stopped Wilder in 5 rounds. Wilder's over the. You've seen him get old in the ring too. He's over the hump. But I would like that matchup with Zhang at 43 years old and Michael Hunter. I think that's a magnificent matchup. As the heavyweight division with a rematch with Tyson Fury and Zhang, as that is materializing, I think Michael Hunter and Zhang, because Zhang, you don't want to sit around and get rust on you waiting for a big one. You stay busy. You keep fighting contenders to get there so you can win a championship. But that's a good fight for the boxing fans with Michael Hunter and Zhang. I think a big guy, Michael Hunter showed last night, he can handle a big guy. Cash Chaney, a former football player, Michael handled him every round. It takes 2 to fight in the ring. Cash Chaney, after that, them jabs right there to the shoulder plex, round after round. Michael Hunter's movement and slipping and sliding, bobbing and weaving at sometimes confused a young inexperienced fighter, and he couldn't take advantage. So it caused him to freeze up. But hey, look, he'll be back. Cash Chaney has 23 fights, 2 losses, and 16 by KO. So we'll see him again. You know, brush your trunks off, go work on your skills, get in better dynamite shape, but you got to throw your hands in order to win. You know, you look for one punch all night. That's what happened. A guy will outwork you, um, and at the end of the day, on the scorecards, you'll be shut out. And also, we're going up to upstate New York, to the International Boxing Hall of Fame and Museum. Ed Brophy is the director up there. This is induction weekend for the class of 2024. Look, it started off with the opening bell and uh, different ceremonies. Last night was the fight night that the Hall of Fame has at Turning Stone Casino, where most of the events are held at. Um, you had Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya with DAZN. They promoted a card with the WBO mini flyweight championship. Oscar Collazo, Collazo. Uh, maintained his flyweight championship by a lopsided victory at 119 on the scorecards, the 109 and 117, 110 for an exciting boxing event up there at the International Boxing Hall of Fame for the class of 2024, which today up there you have the boxing aficionados, where boxing collectors bring, autographs, show cards, trading cards where you can buy different items and stuff like that. It's up there at Canastota High School, where they have this set up today, this morning. And, a lot of champions that appear up there for this great weekend, they come there, meet the fans, sign autographs and things like that uh, at that trade show event. So that's always something special, a part of the induction weekend. But it's going to be nice. Sunday is, they have the parade, and then the dinner for the induction. Ricky Hatton and Michael Moore. Those guys are headed the class, and also Jackie Cowan, who managed it at the time, a woman manager. It was shocking at the time when she was managing James Toney. They did a great job with James Toney, all them fights they had on HBO and Showtime, and she was right there for it. To see Jackie Cowan going in with that class, and all the rest of the inductees, hats off to you, man. It's well deserved for each and every one going in. And look, fight fans, get up there, man. You'll have a real nice time. There's a lot of fighters up there. It's the time to meet and greet. You could see them walking around, get a chance to talk to them there, and get into the International Boxing Hall of Fame museum. You'll see all the people that are inducted into the Hall of Fame on the wall. And you have a lot of African Americans, pioneers like Jack Johnson. Those guys, plaques and stuff are on the wall for pioneers, and women pioneers, Jackie Wanda, Lady Tagger, Christy Martin. The list is long, fine, but distinguished. But hey, if you have time, get up there. It's indeed something special. And let's get into, hey, look, on June 15th, we got an up-and-coming pay-per-view. We got Gervonta Davis, the Tank. Adam, he's going up against Frank Martin on June 15th. It's a live pay-per-view. And let me tell you something. This is going to be another dynamite fight. Frank Martin can fight. Look, when you're champion, you're going to have to meet a lot of contenders, going to be trying to get that championship Gervonta Davis, you better be ready because this is going to be a dynamite fight. I can't wait to see it June 15th. It's a live pay-per-view, so check your pay-per-view outlets so you can buy. This is a real boxing aficionado, boxing fans. This is going to be one of those type fights, man. You got to tune in, get that pay-per-view, man, and watch this thing because, you know, Gervonta Davis always makes a move, something a little bit like Mike Tyson. He comes out and makes certain moves, and bow, he hits a guy with a shot, goes down, knocks him out, and scores knockout victories. And we're talking about Mike Tyson. It looked like that exhibition or fight, whatever you want to call it, was going to be off, but it looks like they have found a new date with Jake Paul for later in the year. Man, hats off to them. I'm glad that they can pull all of that off to get that going. For Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, man, fans that across that a line, just the average people are talking about that matchup for some reason. So you got to give the people what they want. You know, I think they want to see Mike Tyson tear Jake Paul's head off. That is what most people that want to see that fight, they want to see Mike Tyson do his thing and rip this young man's the YouTuber's head off. So we'll keep you informed that what's going on with that. And also, we'd like to thank the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman and Jill Diamond, for the community work that they do all around the world. And also to recognize, you see, I have this holiday is Juneteenth. And what Juneteenth is that during 1865, Emancipation Proclamation was signed by Lincoln in 1863. However, that freed the slaves, but there were still slaves in Texas that didn't know that they were free. So in 1865, soldiers and stuff went to Texas to inform the slaves that they were free from slavery. So this holiday was started way back then for the work of military guys to inform the slaves that they were free from slavery in 1865, and it's known as Juneteenth. And we like to thank Mauricio Suleiman and Jill Diamond for the great work that they do in communities all over the world and to recognize this great African American holiday. Thank you so much, and it's well respected. We like to thank the boxing fans for tuning in to the World Boxing Review radio show. My name is Aaron Snowell. They call me the Hall of Fame Trainer of Champions, as we travel the world for past, present, and future stars. Thank you so much for tuning in.